drifter on the bottom of that bright orange and green truck. That's Daniel Hemrick, and the caution's out.
Rico Abreu with a problem. Contact for the 98.
Yeah, you can see that right rear corner of that 98 truck has some damage, as well as the bed top that came
I
up.
just got really tight there.
Must have got tight, and then the front end lost grip, and he had the wheels cut, and that snapped the rear end
Performance
around.
this weekend. The first of 3 consecutive weekends in the truck, as you see the contact for Rico. Then they had that issue in qualifying. John Hunter Nemechek slipped back some spots.
4 wide.
How about Johnny Sauter making a move for the 4th spot in that 21 truck?
Sideways.
Townley and Nemechek get together, and the caution is out. More contact.
Got him coming up, scratching on the top, scratching on the middle.
Big hit for Parker Kligerman.
Yeah, John Wes Townley, who was trying to save his truck, made contact with Parker Kligerman, turned him straight into that outside wall.
Talked about how hard these things are to drive in traffic, and that was a perfect example of it. John Wes Townley was clipped by John Hunter Nemechek, who it looked like maybe got loose down on the inside. We'll have to look at a replay to make sure. Townley did a great job of hanging onto his truck, but the oncoming traffic couldn't avoid him. Watch how close this is. Right there, John Hunter gets loose, hits Townley.
Yeah, they actually squeezed him. Christopher Bell in the 4 in the 0-5 squeezed John Hunter.
Johnny Sauter took advantage of it by getting down underneath him, but then John Hunter just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, got loose and hit the... Look how close it was to Townley having his straightened out, but there was nowhere for Kligerman to go. What a hard hit that was.
If Parker hadn't have come along there, John West would have been able to straighten that truck out, but what a tough break for both John West and Parker Kligerman. Remember, 3 top 10 finishes to start the season for that 92 truck.
Outside. Slow in front of you, go low, outside. Outside, caution.
And now take a look at it from the onboard of the 88, Matt Crafton.
Yeah, Matt's going to be right behind this.
Wow, how does he slip through?
On you, halfback. Spin right here, watch your inside.
Did you hear him? He barely got out of the gas. He knew he couldn't slow down or truck.
Some of the favorites with trouble early here at Kansas. Tonight.
Oh, we got trouble in turn 4.
It's the 23 of Spencer Gallagher.
Hold it straight, come on.
That's the same part of the track that Gallagher had issues in qualifying. Just got sideways running in the 12th position. Sounded like maybe there was some contact. What did it sound like to you?
See if we can get a better understanding right here.
That's exactly where he got loose qualifying.
Yeah.
And there was another truck, a white truck, that I thought wound up high in the wall. Maybe it's the ones cutting up to the outside. You see a great job by Haley, great job by Travis Quapple.
Jordan Anderson, the 66 truck.
Yeah, Anderson just got the free pass. He's back on the lead lap, and he does a great job of avoiding the contact here.
Boy, Ryan Truex, that 81 truck right in front of Spencer, was right up against the wall and did a nice job saving that truck.
There's the truck. Look at the black truck just slipping by Ben Kennedy on the outside. And oh, caution.
So the caution is out. John Hunter Nemechek.
Probably had a tire rub from that earlier contact with the outside safer barrier. Looks like the right front went down.
Unfortunate for Nemechek, having a solid run tonight before that initial contact with John Wes Townley. John Hunter, of course, already has a win this season. Won in Atlanta last time we were on the mile and a half, has secured his spot in the chase.
Look at the very top of your screen. You see the sparks right there. That's where John Hunter is. I think he's already made contact with the outside safer barrier. Tough break for that young man. A very, very fast truck in practice.
He's into it. That was a good decision. Oh, sideways right there.
Brandon Brown, the
Around.
86.
Save it, save it. No.
Brake now, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake, hold the brake.
That is a save, Vince.
Oh, a great save.
Brandon Brown getting it done in that 86 truck. I talked about the strong start to the season, that great run down at Daytona.
He had the 00 of Cole Custer on his outside. That brought the back end of that truck around.
18th of the time. Take a look.
Look at this move Brown's trying to make on the front straight. He loses his momentum. That gives
the 00
Custer a chance to get up on the outside. About runs him into the wall. I bet you Custer thinks, what'd I do to that kid? Look at this save.
Yeah. He just stayed with it. Could have been so easy for that truck to have switched around and got the front end of the outside wall when the front caught, but he was ahead of it.
Watch it out the window of Cody Coughlin.
Go low.
That's great advice by the spotter. Go low. Listen to your spotter.
Okay, caution, don't watch him. He's right in front of you. All right.
What scares you a little bit when you're trying to stop to miss a wreck and somebody passes you.
There goes Brown. He clips Cole Custer. Custer somehow hangs on to it. And those trucks coming from behind have to make some serious evasive action.
Man.
Both look like they could be out of this, baby. They're in contention. Oh, 4 wide.
That's not going to work. Contact, accident.
Yeah, Jordan Anderson's going to get the worst of that.
Mike Bliss in that in the 71.
Look at Brandon Brown.
Amazing job. Johnny Sauter also getting through there.
Holy cow, what a race. This reminds me of Talladega. You talked about as wide open like it is at a restrictor plate race.
Michael, we have 90 laps to go in this race.
Tell them, don't tell me. Run, we got our caution clock, and then things start going crazy.
See the 66 of Jordan Anderson. That's over in turn 3 and 4. That's not the incident that brought us under caution. Daniel Hemrick does a great job saving that truck after that contact from Jordan Anderson. This is not when we get down into turn number 1.
I think right there, that blew Anderson's right front tire, that contact into the side of Bliss. Bliss slides right through traffic. Look at Johnny Sauter. Look at Brandon Brown.
How about all 4 of those trucks that got through there? There wasn't room for 2 of them, and all 4 of them got through there.
Watch Ben Kennedy in the black truck sneak through.
There have been...
Boyer right there.
Yeah.
Watch this now from Clint Boyer's viewpoint.
And there goes Ben Kennedy just sliding through. See what Boyer sees. Now, he's got to know that isn't going to work.
Well, he backed off before those trucks even made contact because he knew something wasn't looking good.
And did you hear him hammer down so he could get by the spinning Bliss? Keep them heading in the right direction. But, man, they're racing hard off turn 2. And there goes Reddick. Reddick is around.
Tyler Reddick spinning. Caution is out. Not what William Byron or his crew chief Rudy Fugle or team owner Kyle Busch wanted to see.
Sideways, but not at 175 miles an hour, and that's what they're doing tonight.
Look at Clint Boyer move down there. Look how it loosened that 29 truck. Just sucked the back end right around on it.
And put Matt Crafton up to the 7th spot. Late crazy restart. Crafton could be a factor. We're going to get...
I think we're going to be headed overtime, aren't we?
We're headed overtime, and this is going to be intense.
Yeah, they were running right there in that 5th, 6th, 7th spots. So they were still in the mix, but battling for position when Reddick spun.
Phil, what are you doing?
Oh, by the way, he saved that truck.
Yep.
We've seen some great some great saves and some crazy wrecks avoided by the talent these guys have.
Watch how sideways this gets. It's about 90 degrees sideways right there, at least 85.
Now watch him straighten those wheels up. Blew a tire, but he had them pointed in the right direction when he headed back down the straightaway. Look at the speed of these trucks.
Great job of driving by Tyler Reddick to save that truck.
And great job by our camera folks. We've seen some great shots tonight.
I got one. Look at middle again. Inside, only got one. All clear, all clear, all clear, all clear.
Boy, he barely had enough room to get around Reddick.
What's Matt Crafton thinking here? This doesn't look good. Matt Crafton's seen a lot of that in his career.
Just stated.
Proved adjustment in qualifying, and now he's charged.
Oh, and Ben Rhodes hits him.
Rhodes takes him out.
And here comes Byron.
William Byron. The caution is out. And William Byron is in front and will win at Kansas.
The top 5, but he drove around the outside, and watch this late desperation move by Ben Rhodes trying to get on the inside of Sauter. But look at the move Byron makes to get down to the bottom.
That was coming to the checkered, by the way.
Absolutely,
that was coming.
Yellow's out, yellow's out.
The
Rico
98.
Abreu.
Rico Abreu in the 98. The 41 is Ben Rhodes.
Dazzler is screwed up too.
Or a couple trucks out of the Thor Sports stable.
That has all the look of Phil of what I've been talking about all day long. How the truck on the bottom gets loose. We'll see if that's the case, but that certainly is the result of a truck on the bottom getting loose. A couple of teammates restarting 6th and 7th, and those trucks are toast.
Wow, look at all the damage to Ben Rhodes' Carolina Nut truck. Wow.
Well, Ben Rhodes had a chance to win last week at Kansas, crashed. And then here's the 98 of Rico Abreu, damage on his truck as well.
Again, the 41 of Ben Rhodes. Well, I wonder if they got together, because Ben was already up high into the outside wall.
I feel like they did, Phil, but we were just, we got to watch. These replays are so valuable. The FS1 cameramen and women, they just do a great job of getting us these pictures.
And a tough break for Rico Abreu. Had contact last week at Kansas, early stages of the race. Watch it here from Ryan Truex's truck.
That looked like Ben Rhodes maybe was the truck on the inside. Got loose and got into Rico.
And you remember he was involved in that controversial crash late at Kansas, last lap at Kansas, and this time
the 0-5 of John West Townley has gotten into the wall.
That's a
just
tough
before
break.
the caution clock expires.
They had just come to pit road. He only pitted 7 laps ago.
Yeah, and all he needed to do, he was ahead of our leader, Matt Crafton. He was going to get a lap back when the caution flew. He just needed to ride to the caution. Don't know what caused this wreck by Townley.
30 seconds.
Did be Townley just ahead of him, yeah.
Ooh.
And then it just snaps back the wrong direction.
Hard hit for Townley.
What a break for Timothy Peters. That's him right in front of John West Townley. So he more than likely will remain on the lead lap by virtue of this caution flag. Look at that safer barrier there. Thank you so much for them.
Yeah, no kidding. You and I both challenged these monsters walls when that safer barrier wasn't there.
Yeah, that beat it.
Get it.
You see Brandon's right behind the 22.
Oh, he gets clipped. Oh, no, he just tries to make an evasive action. You talked about those self-cleaning banks. He was actually a part of that crash when the 22 got sideways.
It looked like he was trying to avoid the 22 and just couldn't corral it in.
Just unfortunate being in the wrong place at the wrong time for Brandon Jones. Take another look at it.
He tries to look at that. Just right at the last second, he thought the 22 truck of self was going to come up the hill. He made an evasive move to the right and just spun him around on the back straightaway. This place is so tough, and that's a perfect example of the banks that you talked about, Phil, and how.
Yeah, a flat straightaway, and Brandon Jones is not involved in this accident at all. He may spin, but he can spin down the racetrack without any contact.
On board with Brandon Jones.
88, about 10 back. So watch that right in front of you there. Keep digging. You're all clear. Hold on to it, 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 hold on to it.
Hard contact on the inside wall. That's just the wrong place. I mean, he just.
Before that 19 truck gets there. Oh, trouble.
Big hit, Andy Seuss.
Nice loose off turn 2, it looks like, and into the inside wall. He was a lap down already, and man, it's a tough break. Just needed to nurse it a couple more laps, and they could have worked on that truck, but instead he hits the inside wall.
And he's the modified champion, 2-time modified champion for the Whelen Southern Modified Tour. Tough break.
Great to see that window net come down.
That's Andy's first start here in the Truck Series. We had a truck right behind him. Is that Brandon Brown in the 86 truck? Don't know if there was any contact or not, but
oh, and look, so close to saving it, and it just at the last minute got away from him.
Made contact from safer barrier all the way around the inside of this racetrack. Still a pretty hard hit for Andy. Just patched his way up from 20th to the 3rd spot.
Spinner. It's the 4, Christopher Bell. Don't believe he hit anything, saved it.
Looks like that right front tire is down. He doesn't want to spend too much time riding around on those flat tires.
Jerry Baxter will call him to the pit box. They put 4 tires on it. They're not going to lose a lap.
He's right in the middle, just right in the middle of a couple trucks. He got Tyler Reddick, the 29, on his outside, Parker Kligerman on his inside, and I think he just lost some downforce, Michael.
And great job by Matt Tifton in that 11 truck not to run over the top of Christopher Bell. Remember, he was running in the 6th position when he made that pit stop. They had a penalty, put him back, and in traffic, turned him loose.
Take a look at it from the onboard of the 29. And remember, without that penalty, Michael, you touched on, without that penalty, he's not back in the pack at that point.
Man, he just saw a hole, and he said, I got to go for that hole. Truck got loose. He's lucky he didn't hit anything. He can get some fresh tires and continue on.
This is from Kyle Busch's onboard.
He's going side, very bottom for Jack in the bottom. Easy, get low, get low, get low. Watch her spin it. Now stay high. Stay on the wall, on the wall, on the wall. Coming out, keep going.
So all that smoke there, Kyle Busch just
this week, and felt like we really had something to compete for a win, which we desperately need to get in the chase. So just hate it for all my guys, man. It's a shame.
That's Christopher Bell in the garage, 88 in trouble on the racetrack.
If there could be a bigger story than Christopher Bell, we've just seen it. The 88 of Matt Crafton heard the radio, blew a tire into the wall already. He was the leader, but you can't have problems and get to victory lane. I think he just avoided a major issue by keeping it off the wall any more than he was there.
Yeah, I think he went to turn down in the corner, Todd, and the thing wouldn't turn because the right front tire had deflated.
Yeah, you could see on that shot him coming down the back straightaway. It was a few hundred feet before he got to the corner. You could see the right front of the truck drop down, and he felt that. That's veteran feel right there. See, out of the throttle.
And what about a heads-up move by Johnny Sauter to miss him?
Absolutely. Two veteran drivers knowing what they're doing.
It'll be a little bit off because you have one new right. Oh, we got trouble right there.
Tyler Reddick
Looks like
was
a right
running
rear tire here.
Reddick was running fifth.
Looks like I think a right rear tire went down on that truck.
Up under. They can pull that back.
Yeah, I think that tire was going down there. He had a problem right now. You see how slow he is. Timothy Peters drives by him. Then he's going to get to the corner here, and what he chases it. He knows he has a problem. He's doing all he can do to maintain control.
And again, good thing you didn't get into the wall and do even more damage. Here you're on board with him. Yeah, you hear it all the way back there in turn 2.
Oh, yeah. He tried to maintain too much speed when he got down here in this corner. I'm not sure why he was maintaining that speed, because he needed to come to pit road regardless right there. I don't know. And then he did stop in his pit. Rico now is up to the 3rd spot.
Mike Bliss in the 63 with an issue.
That was just seconds before the caution clock was gonna bring out the caution flag. You can see the damage to that Mittler Brothers truck.
Last week, the Mittler Brothers, last Wednesday, they were having a conversation on the phone and said, what are you doing next week?
Looks like maybe a left front tire or something went down.
Yeah.
You mentioned the fact that the right side tires were up. Something obviously went wrong with that truck. It looked like maybe a left front tire or something broke up there in the front.
When Mike got out, he came around and looked at the right front. I think he thinks he had a right front flat, but obviously figured out how to do it. Roll up early, coast a little bit, ease back into the
Oh, trouble.
It's the 05 of Townley. Townley was inside the top 10. We just watched Townley and Kennedy and Rico Abreu.
Now Junior Joyner has a decision to make. He's got one set of sticker tires left. We've got 48 laps to go right now.
This is exactly what Junior didn't need to see.
Yeah, and our clock is done. We will not see the caution clock anymore because it would run out inside of 20 laps to go. He wanted to see the caution clock run out this time. You know, we will have another caution flag at some point.
So Crafton has, as we see John West Townley up there, lose control, and
a great job keeping that truck out of the wall, though.
Tyler Reddick gets the free pass on this caution.
See that he'd lift the rear tires up trying to keep that truck out of the outside wall, and that's exactly what it did.